The port of Kurik in Kazakhstan is a strategic link connecting the east and west. The facility is part of the new Silk Road project. The port is used to establish regular transportation trips to Azerbaijan. The volume of freight traffic along the Trans-Caspian route almost tripled in the first 3 months of this year compared to the same period last year. The number of traffic passing along the Baku-Kurik-Baku route is also increased by 53%, while the number of containers transported on the route almost tripled.
Azərbaycan daxil olan yüklərin 90% tranzit yüklərdir.
90% of freights entering Azerbaijan are transit cargo, and the share of freights arriving from Kazakhstan is quite high. I believe that the infrastructure established here and the continuously upgraded logistics are increasing the region's appeal in the global Belt and Road route. The freight traffic along the east-west-east direction will be increased every year because this route is becoming more convenient for the companies in terms of the delivery time and tariffs. Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan have increased their efforts to improve the logistics environment for the freight traffic along the Trans-Caspian route. The countries have upgraded the transport infrastructure on both sea and land.
Azərbaycanın Mərkəzi Asiya çıxışı.
Kazakhstan is the most convenient route for Azerbaijan to access Central Asia, China, and the eastern regions. The Caspian region has turned into a transport and logistics hub, which brings east and west together. Therefore, joint transport projects by Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan are very important for the Eurasian region in general. The existing potential allows to increase the freight traffic up to 15 million tons per year and potentially to 25 million tons. More than 1,000 ships entered the port of Kurik since decommissioning. More than 3.5 million tons of freight were transshipped through the port. The transported freights include oil products, grain, steel, coal, chemicals, and food products. The port's 4 berths are capable of serving 4 ships at the same time and 8 vessels a day.
The
volume of cargo handling at the port of Kurik increased by 10% at the end of 2018 compared to the same period in 2017, which totaled 1.6 million tons. Meanwhile, the infrastructure at the port of Kurik is being systematically developed. The port managers are also planning to build a dry cargo berth in the near future, as well as to install crane lift at the port. Hungary is Kazakhstan's key partner in Eastern Europe and the European Union, while Kazakhstan is Hungary's strategic partner in the Central Asian region. According to Hungarian officials, at the moment, the two countries have a great potential to enhance cooperation and strengthen partnership in many economic sectors. Hungarian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Mihai Varga said in an exclusive interview to Kazakh TV that Kazakhstan and Hungary have built a solid foundation for the increase of trade turnover and the expansion of economic cooperation by establishing a political dialogue and friendly ties.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Mr. Varga. My first question is, how can you describe economic cooperation between Kazakhstan and Hungary?
Kazakhstan is a strategic partner of prior importance to us in the Central Asian region. We set up some institutional framework to organize the diplomatic and economic cooperation. For instance, there is a Hungarian-Kazakh Strategic Council, which was established in 2016. The other element of this institutional framework, the Hungarian-Kazakh Intergovernmental Commission on Economic Issues, which organized the economic policy between the two countries. So there is a framework organized by the state in the last 3 years, continuously increasing the trade volume. It was over 600 million US dollars. It was 26% higher than the previous years.
What can you say about investment cooperation? How much has Hungary invested in Kazakhstan? And which sectors are covered?
The largest investor from Hungary is the Hungarian oil and gas company, which is located in Hungary, but there are some affiliates in abroad, for instance in Kazakhstan. This company invested more than $200 million in Kazakhstan, and around this company there are a lot of small and medium-sized companies which can development in the country. We believe not just in the energy sector, that in the agricultural sector, machinery industries, healthcare industry can support the activities between our business communities, and we believe that there are many reserves in the economic partnership between Kazakhstan and Hungary.
Last week, Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, visited our country. What can you tell us about the results of negotiations?
It was excellent meetings with the Prime Minister, with the first President Tokayev. I believe that is a necessary element to increase the partnership between the two countries, and there is a good background for the business community because the political framework, the political relationship is in a good shape. It can help.
Kazakhstan and China are boosting mutually beneficial cooperation by strengthening ties in a variety of economic sectors. The partners achieved positive developments in the bilateral trade values. Last year, Kazakhstan exported agricultural products to China worth almost $430 million. Kazakhstan-produced grains are in great demand in China as the republic shipped 562,000 tons of wheat to the neighboring country. This year, the countries are planning to double the shipment volumes.
Over
the past 3 to 4 years, we signed 13 protocols for the supply of agricultural products such as beef, lamb, wheat, medicargo, and rapeseeds to China. At the moment, shipments of certain product types are continuing. To date, there are about 180 Kazakh enterprises which have the permission to deliver their products to the Chinese market. Chinese companies are also purchasing copper and lead and are interested to buy gas produced in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan transported about 6 billion cubic meters of gas in 2018. Due to the increased demand, there are sales centers for Kazakh goods established in China. One of them will be built in the city of Wuhan, located at the intersection of 9 provinces. Our company has a representative office in Almaty. We have established great cooperation with Kazakhstan. We are planning to build a Kazakhstan center in the city of Wuhan in the near future, where we will present the best high-quality goods from Kazakhstan. These products will be distributed all over China from the center. Meanwhile, China is also interested to purchase honey produced in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has exported 2 batches of honey to its neighboring China in autumn last year. The country also exported an additional 250 tons of locally produced honey to China in March 2019. The trade turnover between East Kazakhstan and China exceeded $510 million last year, with export volume totaling $308 million. We shipped a container with honey by railroad and another consignment by car through Zimunai County. So far, we dispatched 2 shipments of honey. The success depends on the consumers in China, the USA, the UAE, and Mongolia. We are drafting contracts at the moment. Kazakh and Chinese experts believe that the integration of the Northerly Joly and the Belt and Road programs will open vast opportunities for Kazakhstan and China to increase bilateral trade turnover. A Kazakh-Korean car manufacturing plant will be constructed in the industrial area in Almaty. At the initial stage, the enterprise will manufacture 30,000 vehicles per year and is expected to expand the production volumes up to 45,000 cars. The plant will assemble and manufacture components for 8 models of the Korean brand. The company will transfer the technologies and innovations gained within 50 years in full capacity to Kazakhstan, which will allow our countries to build a more solid industrial cooperation. The first collection of new cars is expected to be manufactured by 2020. The cost of the project amounted to almost 23 billion tenge. The economic cooperation between South Korea and Kazakhstan in the automotive sector has many benefits. Kazakhstan opens up the window for South Korea to Central Asia, as well as the Eurasian Economic Union, which comprises of more than 170 million population market.
Продукция будет экспортироваться.
The products will be exported to Central Asia as well as other countries. There is a huge export potential. Our entrepreneurs are implementing a great potential of increasing the international export market. We are very sure of this. Experts say that the construction of the Kazakh-Korean plant is a strategically important step in developing the country's engineering industry. With the launch of the new production, Kazakhstan will be able to increase its export potential. Uzbekistan and China are expanding the areas of the cooperation. The parties intend to build the world's largest center of traditional medicine and a medicine factory. The project is estimated at $60 million. Chinese scientists will be involved in reviving the Uzbek traditional medicine. For this purpose, they will conduct special training for Uzbek specialists. Chinese traditional medicine is very popular among Uzbek citizens. The implementation of this project will give a new impetus in conducting preventive works in medicine. This will also help prevent the aggravated diseases, since the Chinese traditional medicine is primarily aimed at disease prevention. We are glad that private entrepreneurs from China show such a great interest in the market of Uzbekistan, and particularly in healthcare. Suffice to say that other areas such as manufacturing, tourism and agriculture are also taken into consideration. Chinese medicine is one of the ways to promote China and an important way to overcome cultural differences. In the future, our center will be both a place where people can witness the treatments of Chinese medicine and an integrated platform for scientific communication, personnel training, and pharmaceutical cooperation. In addition, our center and hospital will provide medical services to residents in Uzbekistan and from other Central Asian countries. We expect that our work will help to improve their health. In 2016, as part of his state visit to Uzbekistan, China's President Xi Jinping highlighted that it is necessary to enhance the cooperation in medicine and healthcare with the countries located along the Belt and Road Initiative. He also said that by joining efforts, this will allow creating a healthy Silk Road. Kyrgyz gardeners are focused to develop organic agriculture in the country. More than 100 farms are engaged in growing natural products in Kyrgyzstan. The majority of farms are located in southern regions of the republic. Entrepreneur Maksad Japarov learned and implemented the experience of the Dutch in his garden. The gardener brought new apple varieties as well as modern apple growing techniques.
Сажаем 3000 деревьев на 1 гектар. Все это...
We planted 3,000 trees per hectare, which is very cost-effective due to the labor costs. It is much easier to treat the plants, and the final result is great for today's market economy. It allows the gardeners to be competitive among other sellers because this variety allows to harvest up to 80% of the high-quality yield.
Потому что вы получите до 80% именно высшего сорта урожая.
Specialists believe that agriculture has a vast potential in Kyrgyzstan because the majority of crop areas are located in an extremely fertile area of foothills and valleys. According to experts, local crop farmers and gardeners are provided with multiple possibilities to sell their agricultural products in foreign markets at a high price. A new scientific research complex that was built based on the high current pulse ion accelerator Ainura is opened at Nazarbayev University. The unique installation is designed for a wide range of basic and applied research and is the only one available in the country. Ainura generates ion beam with a current of nearly 10,000 amperes with 80 nanoseconds duration and energy of up to 400,000 electron volts. The project is an effective tool used to modify nanomaterials. The Ainura accelerator helps to obtain new research in physics. The project is part of the trilateral cooperation between Nazarbayev University, Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, as well as the Tomsk Polytechnic University.
Мы будем применять и уже применяем наш ускоритель для
We
разработки.
use our accelerator to develop new materials such as nanopowders, photocatalysis, as well as new materials for nanoelectronics. Our research is relevant and will have a very important practical value for Kazakhstan, which includes a photocatalysis for water purification, a transistor for nanoelectronics, and much more.
Транзисторы для наноэлектроники и еще много чего.
Accelerator itself obviously will be configured to satisfy the needs of the users. And so depending upon the users, you can require higher pulse, you can require faster pulse lengths, you can require different species. I know the team here is already looking at doing electrons, heavy ions, and so the technology allows all of this and enable the development and the configuration of new setups for the machine to be able to conduct the experiments.
Works of outstanding Azerbaijani poet Imadeddin Nasimi is available in Kazakhstan. The country's capital, Nur Sultan, presented the author's collection of poems, an anthology of Azerbaijani poetry. The event was organized by the International Turkic Academy. The publications have been translated into Kazakh language. The event was dedicated to the 650th anniversary of the poet. Based on the initiative of the International Turkic Academy, 2019 is declared as the year of Imadeddin Nasimi in Kazakhstan. Nasimi was one of the great representatives of the Sufi poetry who lived during the rule of Amir Timur. Nasimi played a significant role in the development of the Azerbaijani poetry. His poems are very similar to the works of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi and the great Abai. His poems are not limited to only one genre. His writings are multi-genre. Taldykorgan also hosted a book presentation of the unpublished works of Ilyas Jansugirov. The event was held at the Republican Research Practical Conference dedicated to the 125th anniversary of the writer. Poems and dramas that were censored during the Soviet era and were subsequently lost were presented. There is also a separate volume of the published works of the poet that were translated into English. There are also research and studies dedicated to his work. This year, more than 20 books dedicated to Jansugirov will be printed. During the event, researchers and experts say that they have found 4 additional works that were previously considered lost.
Айталық Ильяс Жансүгіровтің көптеген репрессия ұшырағанына байланысты кітаптар еңбектер жоғалып кетті. Оның ішінде мысалы
Ilyas Jansugirov was repressed. As a result, in his time, many of his works were lost. We have found some of the poems and dramas such as Kuat, Rustem Kirgini, Bakitti Jamal, Muskala, and Isatai Mahambet. We will also publish the Makpal play.
Мүлдем жоқ. Сол кітаптардың бір қатарын тауып, осы еңбектерге кітаптардың ішіне енгізіп отырмыз.
Osh City in Kyrgyzstan hosted the first Open Republican Championship of Aykur National Dice Games. 60 players from all over the country attended the competition, organized by the federation, which is in charge of the National Dice Games. In addition, the competitions were aimed at promoting the Kyrgyz national sports. 5 main types of the national games were held.
We
want this game to be known nationwide. It brings parents and children together and distracts the children from internet. We want the youth to honor their traditions. Asik develop thinking and ability to perform tasks, which is why we want the youth to be involved.
Әрбір ойында ең біріншіден ми іштейді.
This game makes a person think and move quickly to navigate in different situations. It actively improves the motor skills. This game has great benefits.
Қысқасы, башыңдың ұшынан баштап, тырмағың ұшына чейін абдан таасирді.
The games exist not only in Kyrgyzstan. A similar type of national games, which is called Asik Atu, is popular in Kazakhstan. In 2017, Asik has entered the representative list of UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. The national and traditional game is also popular in other countries in Central Asia, specifically in Uzbekistan and Tajikistan.